Dear students, welcome back to Standard 9 Science and Technology Part 1. This is the Module 3 of the chapter Acid, Bases and Salts. Before beginning, children, let us recollect our previous module. An ionic compound forms an aqueous solution on dissolving in water. This state is called aqueous state, indicated by writing AQ on the right of the symbol of the ion. According to Arrhenius, an acid is a substance which on dissolving in water gives rise to H plus ion as the 1 cation, and a base is a substance which on dissolving in water gives rise to OH minus ion as the 1 anion. Acids and bases are classified on the basis of the extent to which they dissociate in their aqueous solutions. They are strong acid, strong base, weak base and alkali. The range of H plus ion concentration, it varies from 10 to the power 0 to 10 to the power minus 14 moles per liter. In 1909, the Danish scientist Sorensen introduced a scale of expressing this H plus ion. It is the pH scale. pH 7 indicates a neutral solution. The pH of an acidic solution is less than 7. For a basic solution, it is greater than 7. A universal indicator is made by mixing several synthetic indicators in specific proportions. It shows different colors at different values of pH. The most accurate method of measuring pH of a solution is to use an electrical instrument called pH meter. Children, in today's module, we will be learning about the reactions of acids and bases. In that, we will be learning about neutralization, reaction of acids with metal, reaction of acids with oxides of metals, reactions of bases with oxides of non-metals, reaction of acids with carbonates and bicarbonates of metals, and about salts, types of salts. The first reaction we are going to learn is neutralization reaction. Shall we try an experiment, children? You take 10 ml dilute HCl in a beaker. We know HCl is acidic in nature. Use a glass rod to put a drop of this solution on a pH paper or pH indicator strip, and you record the pH of this HCl solution. We can expect it will have highly acidic in nature. You can see the color of hydrochloric acid, which is orange color in this picture. Now what we will do, we will add a few drops of sodium hydroxide by means of dropper and stir the solution with glass rod. Now measure the pH of the resulting solution by putting a drop again on another pH paper. Like this, children, you go on adding drop by drop of sodium hydroxide and record the varying pH. So what we will find? What do you think we will find? Hydrochloric acid is highly acidic. Sodium hydroxide is basic. So we can expect, yes, we can expect reduce in acidity. So once you see green color in the solution, in the pH paper, you stop adding NaOH. So green color is the point where the pH is 7, that is when it becomes neutral. What happened in the above experiment? Both hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, they dissociate in their aqueous solutions that we know. Addition of sodium hydroxide to hydrochloric acid solution is like adding a large concentration of OH minus ion. So since it is a base, it will have high concentration of OH minus ion to a large concentration of H plus ion from HCl. Isn't it, children? Now, the water also dissociate into H plus and OH minus ion, but it will be to a very small extent. So on mixing the excess OH minus ion, it will combine with the excess H plus ion to form water. Correct or not? Yes. So this is the reaction. So excess H plus, excess OH minus. So they will join and become water. And you can see this chlorine and sodium will be remaining in the dissociated form only. So what we can do? We can avoid this Na plus and Cl minus on both the sides. So the resulting equation will be like this. H plus OH minus gives H2O. Children, when enough sodium hydroxide is added to HCl, the resulting solution will contain Na plus and Cl minus, isn't it? Because the H plus from hydrochloric acid and OH minus from sodium hydroxide, they will combine and form water. So the resulting will be the formation of sodium chloride, salt, and the solvent water only will be remaining in the solution. The only source of H plus and OH minus ion in the solution will be dissociation of water. This reaction is called neutralization. If you see, the base, strong base sodium hydroxide is neutralized by the strong acid hydrochloric acid and vice versa, and the resulting is the formation of water, which is a neutral substance. So this name is apt, isn't it? This neutralization reaction can be represented as, generally we can write the reaction as acid plus base gives salt and water. Since we have taken the example of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, we can term it as hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide forms sodium chloride and water. Based on neutralization, children, shall we complete the following table? So this is the general equation representing neutralization, that is acid plus base gives salt and water. So HNO3 is an acid. So what could be the base, children? We can get an idea by looking at the salt. Here we have having potassium. Yes, your guess is right. It is potassium hydroxide. So nitric acid, potassium hydroxide gives potassium nitrate salt and water. The second one column, our acid is empty, but we have ammonium hydroxide as the base. So if you look at the salt, can you identify the acid? Yes, it is sulfuric acid. So the result is, we can see it is ammonium sulfate and then water as a product. So what about this, children? Here, what plus potassium hydroxide will give potassium bromide salt. The acid here is hydrogen bromide. Okay, this is hydrobromic acid. The resulting is potassium bromide and water. Hope you have understood neutralization now. Children, use your brain power. What would be the definition of an acid and base with reference to the neutralization reaction? According to neutralization, an acid is a substance that reacts with any basic substance to form salt and water. Can we put it that way? Yes. Likewise, base is a substance that reacts with any acid substance to form salt and water. This is according to neutralization. But children, always remember, in the neutralization reaction, an acid reacts with a base to form salt and water. Keep this in mind. Now we are going to understand the reaction of acids with metals through an activity, children. Take a big test tube. Choose a rubber stopper in which a gas tube can be fitted. Take a few pieces of magnesium ribbon in it. You can see this is a big test tube and this is a rubber stopper, and few magnesium ribbon, few pieces of magnesium ribbon, and add some dilute hydrochloric acid. What do you see? Yes, you will see bubbles coming up. And now take a lighted candle near the end of the gas tube. So there is something bubble, that is a gas being evolved and will come out of this tube. Take a lighted candle and observe what happens. Magnesium reacts with dilute HCl and it produces an inflammable gas, hydrogen. So during this reaction, the reactive metal, that is magnesium, it displaces the hydrogen from the acid and releases hydrogen gas. So at the same time, the metal will be converted into a basic radical which combines with the acidic radical to form the salt. Magnesium will combine with chlorine. So the reaction, you can see magnesium with hydrochloric acid forms a salt magnesium chloride with hydrogen gas being evolved. So this reaction of acid with metals, it is determined by strength and concentration of the acid. Not only that, also by the reactivity of the metal as well as temperature. So strength of acid, concentration of acid, reactivity of the metal, temperature are the factors that govern this reaction. It is easy to bring about the reaction of a dilute solution of strong acid with moderately reactive metals at room temperature. So shall we complete the following reactions based on this? The general reaction is a metal reacts with a dilute acid to form salt and hydrogen gases will be evolved. So what will be the action of zinc metal with sulfuric acid, children? It forms this salt zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas will be evolved. The same way copper will react with nitric acid to form copper nitrate salt and hydrogen gas. So children, let us learn the reaction of acids with oxides of metals through an activity. Take some water in test tube and add a little red oxide. Red oxide is a primer used before painting iron articles to it. Now add a small quantity of dilute HCl to it. Shake the test tube and observe. So initially if you see the red oxide, it does not dissolve in water. It is water insoluble. But after adding dilute HCl, you will see it is getting mixed up. The water insoluble red oxide, it reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce a water soluble salt ferric chloride. So this gives yellow color to the water. The reaction is, you can see it is iron oxide plus hydrochloric acid, it gives ferric chloride and water. So metal oxide react with dilute acid to form salt and water. Based on this, shall we complete the following reactions? Calcium oxide react with hydrochloric acid to form the salt calcium chloride and water. Magnesium oxide react with hydrochloric acid again to form magnesium chloride and water. What about zinc oxide? It forms zinc chloride with hydrochloric acid and water. Aluminium oxide with hydrofluoric acid, HF is hydrofluoric acid, to form aluminium fluoride and water. So basically metal oxide react with dilute acid to form salt and water. Can we say this is a neutralization reaction, children? Yes. Through the previous equations, children, we have learned that metal oxides are basic in nature. That is why with acid they give salt and water, isn't it? There are special type of oxides called amphoteric oxides. Take for example zinc oxide. It reacts with sodium hydroxide. It is a base. You have to note it down. So previously it was reacting with hydrochloric acid. Now it reacts with the base sodium hydroxide to form sodium zincate, that is salt and water. So this is the reaction. Same way aluminium oxide also, it reacts with the base to form the salt sodium aluminate and water. This is the reaction representing the formation of sodium aluminate. So here in this case we can call aluminium oxide and zinc oxide as acidic oxides also. Previously they had basic character. They were basic oxides. Metal oxides, they react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. So such type of oxides are called as amphoteric oxide. Take for example zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. Now children, can you tell what type of compound is a metal oxide with reference to a neutralization reaction? According to neutralization reaction, acid and base reacts to form salt and water. As the metal oxide react with acid to form salt and water, they can be referred to as basic compounds. Can we explain this statement metal oxides are basic in nature? We can explain as metal oxides are basic in nature because they react with dilute acids to form salt and water. Now we will move on to the reaction of bases with oxides of nonmetals. Bases reacts with oxides of nonmetals to form again salt and water. Hence, oxides of nonmetals are said to be acidic in nature. Sometimes the oxides of nonmetals are themselves said to be examples of acids. So, general reaction is a nonmetal oxide reacts with a base to form salt and water. This is also a kind of neutralization reaction. Take for example oxide of a non-metal, that is here it is oxide of carbon non-metal, which is nothing but our carbon dioxide, reacts with sodium hydroxide to form the salt sodium carbonate and water. Carbon dioxide again it reacts with another base, that is potassium hydroxide, to form potassium carbonate and water. Here sulfur trioxide reacts with sulfuric acid to form sodium sulfate and water. So children, non-metal oxides reacts with base to form salt and water. What are the reaction of acids with carbonates and bicarbonates of metals? We will see. Will perform an activity, fit a bent tube in a rubber cork, take some lime water in test tube and keep it handy. Children, lime water is water of calcium hydroxide. Take some baking soda in another test tube and add lemon juice to it. So this test tube contains lemon juice and baking soda. This is a bent tube fitted with a rubber cork. This is lime water solution. After adding lemon juice, immediately fit the bent tube over it. Insert the other end into the lime water solution. Note the observation that you see in this test tube as well as here. Children, repeat the procedure using washing soda, vinegar and dilute HCl. What we will see, in all the cases if we see, there will be an effervescence, that is a thick cloud of bubbles appearing, and due to this bubbles the lime water, which was a clear solution in the beginning, will turn milky. If we observe, when lime water comes in contact with a gas released in the form of an effervescence, it turns milky. This is a chemical test for the presence of carbon dioxide gas. When lime water turns milky, we infer that the effervescence is made up of carbon dioxide gas. So the gas evolved as a result of the reaction is carbon dioxide. This gas is produced on the reaction of acids with carbonate and bicarbonate salts of metal. So, on reaction of acids with carbonate and bicarbonate salts, carbon dioxide gas is produced. The precipitate of calcium carbonate is produced in the reaction. This is what we see it as a milky solution. The reaction is calcium hydroxide aqueous. It means this is a lime water. When it reacts with carbon dioxide, it forms calcium carbonate, which we will see like a milky powder like thing, with water. Based on the learning, children, shall we complete the following table? Carbonate salt of metal as well as bicarbonate salt of metal, they react with dilute acid to form another salt of metal with evolution of carbon dioxide, gas and water. One example is given in each set. You can see sodium carbonate. This is carbonate salt of metal. Carbonate salt of metal sodium. With dilute acid, it forms another salt of metal. So here it is sodium chloride and carbon dioxide gases evolved along with water. Shall we see the second reaction, children? It is again sodium carbonate, but we don't know the acid, but we have the name of the salt. It is sodium sulfate. If you look at the anion, it is sulfate. From this we can guess the acid must be, yes, sulfuric acid. Carbon dioxide is already there, so we have to fill the equation with water. Next is here carbonate salt of another metal, calcium, with another acid, nitric acid. Can you guess the product, children? The salt will be, yes, calcium nitrate with carbon dioxide and water. Finally, it is potassium carbonate with sulfuric acid forms potassium sulfate salt with evolution of carbon dioxide gas and water. Coming to bicarbonate salt, it is sodium bicarbonate with acid forms again salt, carbon dioxide, water. Here we have potassium bicarbonate, nitric acid, the salt, yes, it is potassium nitrate, carbon dioxide and water. What about sodium bicarbonate with which acid we will get this salt, children? This is sodium acetate. You are right, it is acetic acid. It gives the remaining gap can be filled with carbon dioxide and water. Hope now you have understood the reaction. We have learned all about acids and bases. What about salts? Shall we perform an activity for salts as well? Prepare 10 ml aqueous solution from 1 gram each of the salts, sodium chloride, ammonium chloride and sodium bicarbonate. You measure the pH of each by means of pH paper. If you look at sodium chloride, the pH will be 7. Ammonium chloride, the pH will range between 4.6 to 6. And sodium bicarbonate, it is 8.4. Children, are the values are same for all the three? No, they are different. It means that the salts are also having different pH, so they can be classified as acidic, basic and neutral salts. A neutral salt is formed by neutralization of a strong acid and strong base. Like a salt of sodium chloride, we have seen neutralization reaction, the first one. The aqueous solution of a neutral salt, of course, it will have a pH of 7. An acidic salt, if you see, it will be formed by neutralization between strong acid. The acid will be strong, but base will be weak. So, it will be an acidic salt. The pH of aqueous solution of acidic salt, definitely it will be less than 7. Basic salt, yes, your guess is correct. It is between weak acid and a strong base. It is a basic salt. Yes, and the pH will be greater than 7. Shall we classify some salt according to acidic, basic and neutral salt, children? The salts are sodium sulfate. You can see the formula given along with the name. Potassium chloride, ammonium nitrate, sodium carbonate, sodium acetate and sodium chloride. First is sodium sulfate. The pH is 7. So, it is a neutral salt. Potassium chloride, the pH is 5.5. Yes, it is an acidic salt. Ammonium nitrate's pH is 5.43. So, again it is below 7. So, it is an acidic salt. Sodium carbonate, the pH is 11. It is greater than 7. So, it is a basic salt. Sodium acetate, the pH is 5.2. Yes, it is an acidic salt. And sodium chloride, the pH is 7. So, it is a neutral salt. Shall we summarize the points of this module, children? Very interesting chemical reactions we have learned. Neutralization is a reaction between acid and base that forms salt and water. When acids reacts with metal, they form salt and hydrogen gases evolved. When metal oxide reacts with dilute acid, they form salt and water. Metal oxides, which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water, are known as amphoteric oxides. Take for example zinc oxide and aluminum oxide. When non-metal oxides react with a base, it again forms salt and water. When acids react with carbonates and bicarbonates to form salt of a metal, carbon dioxide and water is evolved. A neutral salt is formed by neutralization of a strong acid and a strong base. as well as weak acid and weak base also, children. The aqueous solution of a neutral salt has pH equal to 7. The acidic salt is formed by neutralization reaction between a strong acid and a weak base. The pH of the aqueous solution of an acidic salt is less than 7. The basic salt is formed by neutralization reaction between a weak acid and a strong base. The pH of an aqueous solution of such a basic salt is greater than 7. We'll be back with more interesting things in this chapter, children. Until then, thank you.